Do you want tomatoes with stalks as strong as wood and fruits so large they break the branches? It all starts with this tiny seed. When is the right time to sow? Keep in mind, it takes at least 60 days from sowing the seed to transplanting the seedlings outdoors. You should plan your work based on that time frame. Here are a few key tips to help you avoid common mistakes when growing your own seedlings. Let's start with soil preparation. For sowing tomato seeds, I don't use ordinary garden soil. Instead, I make a mix. It includes a proven store-bought potting mix for flowers and vegetables, along with a bit of river sand. The third ingredient is eggshells. You need to grind or crush them and then mix them with the soil. Tomatoes respond excellently to this addition because it's an amazing source of calcium. Improves the soil structure and slowly releases minerals. The mixture must be loose, and we use it to fill the sowing containers. Before sowing, I soak the tomato seeds in cooled chamomile tea. This is an excellent way to disinfect and activate the seeds. Let them sit in the tea for 12 hours. This will also serve as a germination test. Any seeds that float on the surface after a few hours should be discarded. The ones at the bottom are the living ones. Afterward, dry the seeds on paper towels. Sowing in containers is done at a depth of about 0.4 inches, 1 centimeter. Simply press the seed into the soil with your finger. It is essential that the soil is moist, but we won't water it in the traditional way because that can displace the seeds. Instead, I use a spray bottle. You can also spray with mild chamomile tea. It takes about 10 days for the seeds to germinate. There is also a pre-germination process that speeds things up, which we will explain later. I keep the sown containers at room temperature in a well-lit spot. Once the young tomato plants form 2 leaves, a critical period begins. Heat can cause rapid growth, leading to leggy, weak stems that might fall over. To prevent this, move the plants to a room where the temperature is between 59 and 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 15 to 18 degrees Celsius. In my house, the staircase is the perfect spot for this. At this temperature, the tomato will grow gradually. The stem will be shorter, but thicker, which is exactly our goal. This results in stronger plants that stay here until they are ready to be transplanted outdoors. Plants sown in a communal seedbed must be pricked out after a while. This means that about 20 days after sprouting, they are transplanted into larger pots. Plant them deeper than the first time, almost up to the first leaves. The entire length of the stem that is underground will develop roots, making the plant much more stable. However, pricking out isn't mandatory if you plant the seeds in clear plastic cups. Fill a cup 1/3 of the way with the soil mix and sow the seed at a depth of 0.4 inches, 1 centimeter. As the stem grows, keep adding soil to the cup until you reach the top. Tomatoes are interesting because they form roots anywhere the stem touches the soil. This way, the plant will have a massive root system and a strong stalk without the need for transplanting. As for faster germination, there are several techniques. first is to soak paper towels in chamomile tea, spread the seeds on them, fold them, and place them in bags in a dark place. The second is similar, but you crumple the towels and leave them in plastic cups. For the third method, you need a jar lid and a cotton pad. Soak it in tea, spread the seeds, and cover with plastic wrap to keep the moisture in. In all these cases, the seeds germinate in about 7 days. Use tweezers to move the germinated seeds into the soil so you don't damage the delicate sprouts. Besides the right temperature and moisture, light is crucial. For optimal growth, keep them in the brightest spot possible, near a window. Finally, before the tomatoes are ready for the garden, they need hardening off. This is a step many people skip, but it's vital. 7 to 10 days before final transplanting, start taking the plants outside. 1 hour the first day, then longer each following day, so they gradually get used to direct sunlight and outdoor conditions. As you can see, the secret to strong tomatoes isn't in expensive products, but in the attention you give to every step, from that first soak in tea to hardening off in the spring sun. If you found this video helpful, click that subscribe button. In the next videos, we'll track the growth of these plants and move on to tricks for the actual planting in the garden. Now I want to know, which variety is your favorite to grow? Let me know in the comments. I read them all and answer your questions. Happy sowing, and see you in the next video.